Hey you guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Faith if you guys are new here, and today we are getting into this hair honey. This is a 13 by 4 frontal from Pinshair on AliExpress. I got it during the 11/11 sale that I was talking about in one of my vlogs, and you guys can clearly see I laid this wig down. I am not even that good at wigs. If you guys have seen some of my vlogs, you guys would know I can't even cornrow, so my hair is just in some nutsy plaits underneath this wig, but I made it flat enough to where it works. So if you guys want to see how I installed this, just subscribe and watch this video. Okay, so just to start, I'm just showing you guys the construction of the wig. It comes with this really tight elastic, which I like because it holds it so snug to your head compared to the little brown ones. Like those ones usually come in the wigs, this one that I'm holding here. So I really like the fact that it came with that strong one, and it has a comb in the back as well. And yeah, the wig is cute. So I did bleach the knots, I did all that stuff. I did pluck it also before I put it on my head, but I just felt like doing a little additional plucking. I try not to do too much towards the sides because the lace is like the first track is a bit closer on the sides, if that makes sense. So I just wanted to make sure the hairline looked kind of natural. I try not to over pluck on the first install because I'm going to try and reinstall this wig, and I know I'm going to keep plucking it and keep manipulating the hair, so I don't want to like bald it before it's time, if that makes sense. So I just do what I feel is necessary to make it look natural, and that's what you see me doing here. Slide them out and we was dead wrong. The awkward AP look like honeycomb. I didn't up my ex on, I ain't coming home. Told her she won't see me till my money long. I been knocking these hoes down like domino. Ain't that shit, I was still in my cousin clothes. Now I drip every day like a running nose. My shoes let it be more than 100 hoes. I don't cherish, I know that they come and go. I got boomerang bitches, they coming back. I go straight in the hole like a running back. Cut your neck like a tree on my lumberjack. Different colors on. So now you see me going in with my hot comb, just pushing everything back so that way none of the baby hairs or anything are in my way while I'm trying to put the glue down and stuff like that. And then I just take this white eyeshadow and I just put these little dots around where I'm going to cut the lace because it helps me see, and the white shadow actually goes on my skin. But the first time I did it too light-handed, so you guys are going to see I actually have to do it again. But this essentially just really helps me see where I'm going to put the glue up to. Fuck the good, ain't got our legs hurt. Round the wave, ain't got no M's early. Southside nigga from the dirty. Power note, I keep a loaded 30. To kill the film so we don't gotta worry. Now I'm just taking my wax stick and I'm just gonna go back with my hot comb and really push all the hair back, so that way when I do the install I don't have to worry about any hair in my way, because in the past that's been a problem for me. I am not a lace warrior, you guys. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. Honestly, if I can install a wig, you can do it. Just take your time, watch a show. I was watching the Boondocks while I was doing this install, so it kept me entertained. Just take your time. I really do lack patience, and you guys are going to even see in this video there was a point where I almost messed up the install. So just be patient, take your time. You guys are going to see literally that eyeshadow completely disappeared. I have no idea where it went. So I had to end up putting some more so that I could see where I'm going to put the glue up to. This is a really important step if you don't really know what you're doing, like me, because it just makes it easier. It gives you a guideline. So, yeah. And you guys can clearly see that it created an outline on my forehead. Now I am wearing a bald cap. I just didn't do the bald cap method. My forehead is really big, so I'm using this even lace glue. I don't really need to worry about the glue getting in my edges because it barely gets in my edges, and as long as I'm not putting tension on the wig or like on those areas, like pulling away from my edges or anything, like it's fine. Honestly, I've never lost edges from wearing a wig. Like every time I pull my wigs off, I look at the lace and I never see any of my own hair because I make sure that I really take the time with my removal. So just be cautious, not too much on me, please. Because I know people are like, oh my gosh, you're gonna pull your edges, but not really. No, I never have. You just have to take your time. Like when you're really pulling and yanking, yeah, you're gonna pull your edges, but I don't really be doing that. So yeah, this is me just doing a couple layers of the glue, and then I'm gonna add the adhesive spray as well. I don't know if I said this, but these are the sprays from Eben, and you can get them at the beauty supply store. And you guys can really see that white outline made it so easy for me to know exactly where to put the glue. So yeah. Okay, so this is the part where I almost messed up everything. So I added this spray, and like the spray works great, yay, but I literally put the wig back on way too soon because I was impatient. I decided not to use a blow dryer because I didn't want to like make it dry too fast and then get overwhelmed and mess it up. So I was like, let me just use the wig cap like thing that you can use as a fan. So I used that, and then I was realizing it wasn't turning clear fast enough. I was just impatient, and I literally pulled the wig down, and it was really white, and just I got scared. I got really scared, but it was stuck. So I was like, okay, hopefully I can just let it dry, and it did work out. But just don't be like me, actually wait for it to dry clear, just so you don't have to panic the way that I make myself panic. I have no idea why I was so impatient, but yeah. So it looks white, it looks kind of scary, but trust the process, because I end up kind of fixing all that. So now I'm just going back again with the even spray to reinforce the lace into my forehead. And I'm just using the rat tail comb to really push the lace down into my skin, because this is going to help it to really melt and also be stuck, girl. Like, I want this install to last. So I go back with my elastic band and just tie that up and let it marinate and melt for a while. And I took off my elastic band way too soon too, because it was still white. I'm just very impatient, but I did end up letting it dry completely because I just did not want to have a mess up, ugly chaka install. So yeah. Young gunna wanna jump their head first. From the streets and finally found my work. Killed that nigga, left on dead dirt. Took his body, now the Cooper hurts. 250 in his man purse. Look like diamonds dripping off my damn shirt. I got bitches travel on the Amherst. I didn't come a long way from the Buckhurst. It's so hard to get trust, but the love hurt. Shit don't come easy, nigga, it's hard work. They be riding shotgun like a Mossberg. She start sucking in, won't let me pour first. She made me bust a nut, that's a starburst. Ride over in the city, the Dodger. Got ass and TDs like Miss Parker. Swear this Bentley used to be the martyr. We keep winning cause we working harder. Lot of bookers don't go back to Florida. All my Elliott diamonds is water. Money hungry, I got a disorder. They playing rollers cost more than a quarter. So yeah, you guys saw me let it melt again, and I'm just gonna focus on the hair. I was gonna do a middle part, but like I said, I cannot cornrow, so you guys can see that little camel hump there. It looks kind of scary, so I was like, let me do a side part. But here I'm just straightening the hair, just to get it straight enough so that I can curl it and it will all look uniform. So that's what I'm doing here while I let it melt some more. So at this point, the white glue finally started to dry down clear. It just took some extra time because I had already put the wig on top of it. So then I started cutting my lace. So transparent lace is said to kind of sometimes look ashy on darker skin tones, and I did not know that. I honestly thought it would be like, oh, transparent, like it'll look really good. And it does look really good. But I did have to really keep tweaking and tweaking to make sure that this looked how I wanted it to. I get very paranoid when I wear lace without any like thing covering it outside because I don't want to get clogged. So I really made sure that I melted this as best as I could. I'm just going back and forth between my scissors and my razor to really get that jagged edge type of cut on my lace. So yeah, just watch. Honestly, like I said, you guys, if I can install a wig, you can do it. I am not talented at all when it comes to lace, but I made it work. Have a daughter on buying a baby burger. Fuck the good ain't got her legs hurt. Round the wave ain't got no M's early. Southside nigga from the dirty. Paranoid, I keep a loaded 30. To kill the film so we don't gotta worry. Feel me, help me sing it out. So here I'm just taking my NARS foundation. I use the shade New Caledonia, and I'm using a very small amount on this eyeshadow brush, like barely any, just to really tint it a bit more. And then I'm gonna go ahead and kind of manipulate the hair to see where I want my side part. So like I said, this is 13 by 4, so I couldn't really do a super deep side part, so I made sure that the swoop looked really good. So I really like the hair in the side part. I don't really do side parts that often, so I wanted to try it. So this whole look is me trying new things because I never really do color and I never really do side parts. So you see me just taking my wax stick to reinforce everything and my hot comb to really press everything in. I did end up burning myself. Literally every time I do hair, I always end up burning myself when I use my hot comb. So now here I am just parting out the edges. I settled just to do 4 edges, just 2 on the side and 2 at the top. Nothing too crazy. So yeah, this is me just parting it out to make it look natural. This is where the lace started to actually really look more melted and natural. So I was really happy with myself, but it definitely still has some work to do. Honestly, I think the one thing I really want to improve is just getting my base flatter. Like I said, I put my hair into some really choco plaits and they were just kind of lifting up a little bit. So I want to learn how to do a flatter base. I really suck at cornrowing. I can't do it. So it's sad. I'm one of those black girls who can't do that. But I just use a spray to really reinforce where those edges are going to be going. And I went ahead and melted my lace one more time with the spray. So now here I'm just getting all the hair flat. So I just kind of part each side into these really thin slices. You guys are going to see what I mean. And then I add my wax stick on top just to get everything super flat and go over it with my hot comb. This just helps me to get the entire unit as flat as possible. And this was something I really took time to do because, like I said, my base wasn't that good, so I wanted to make sure that the wig looked as flat as it possibly could, and it ends up looking really good. So yeah. And this is me taking off the melt band, and you guys can see that transparent kind of ashiness is still kind of coming through, but it's okay because honestly I feel like it was also my ring light kind of reflecting off of it, but in person it really did melt really nicely, like in natural lighting. So I'm happy with that, but it still looks really good too. So here I'm just doing my baby hairs. I got that little curler off Amazon. Best investment ever because now my installs look so good. I barely have to use any glue to get my edges to go down. So yeah, and I'm just going back with a little bit more of that foundation and then using my black Got2b to lay these edges. And literally the way I do it is I add the smallest amount as possible, just enough to get it to stay in the place that I want it to stay.
I keep a loaded 30 to kill the fence so we don't gotta worry. Young gunna wanna jump their head first. From the streets and finally found my work. Kill that nigga left on dead dirt. Took his body, now the Cooper hurt.
Okay, so you guys can see everything started coming together really nicely. You guys are gonna see that I'm in different clothes. I was doing this install at like 1 in the morning, you guys. Even though it looks really bright, it was actually really late at night. So I ended up finishing the install and doing my makeup the next day before I went to work. So you guys are gonna see I switch into a different t-shirt and stuff. Okay, so here I am just putting basic wand curls in the hair. I did not use anything to keep the curls like held. I kind of wanted them to drop and just have that natural body wave look because this is a body wave wig. So I just kind of did really hot curls, held them up a little bit and then let them drop. Yeah, all throughout my head. Very simple. And this curler is really old. It's my mom's. I don't know when she had this. She had this from when I was a little youth, so I really don't know. Like literally all the details I've run off. I don't have a box, but it's just a really old Conair iron and it's really good. So this is basically it, you guys. After this, all I did was take my hot comb and kind of clean up the parts and stuff, you guys are going to be able to see the difference, just to kind of reinforce the parting space and the hairline and all that. But it was really, really basic. It's nothing you guys did not see me do before. The hair is really, really pretty, very bouncy. It wears nicely. It held the curl pretty decently. So yeah, you guys, very, very cute. Shout out to Pinshair. It's not a sponsored video at all, but I'm kind of getting into wigs now for this season, so you guys can expect some more videos. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.